Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to learn the history of the web and then move on to what ID is and the types of ID we have. Now let's talk about the history of the web. So where the web was born. If you look at in the images that you can see on the screen, you can see the images of a British scientist. So his name is Tim Berners-Lee. So he invented the World Wide Web in 1989. So when he's working at CERN, that is CERN. Now, Tim Berners-Lee, a British scientist, invented the World Wide Web, WWW, in 1989 while working at CERN. So the web was originally conceived and developed to meet the demand for automated information sharing between scientists in universities and institutes around the world. CERN is not an isolated laboratory, but rather the focal point for an extensive community that includes more than 17,000 scientists from all over 100 countries. Although they typically spend some time on the CERN site. So the scientists usually work at universities and national laboratories in their home countries. Reliable communication tools are therefore essential. The basic idea of the World Wide Web was to match the evolving technologies of computers, data networks, and hypertext into a powerful and easy to use global information system. Now, if you want to read more about the web, I just made this video short. So if you want to read more about web, you will find the description below. Now let's continue. Now let's talk about the IDE. The IDE is known as an integrated development environment. It's a software suite that consolidates basic tools required to write and test softwares. Developers use numerous tools throughout software code creation, building and testing. Development tools often include text editors, code libraries, compilers, and test platforms. Now let's talk about, before we move on, now I'm going to talk about the history. I'm going to talk about the types of IDE we have. Now, we have online IDE, and then we have our normal IDE code editor we use. Firstly, let me go to this to the Google Chrome and show you. This is codepen.io. It is an online IDE. Now, in this online IDE, we have now let me log in first. Okay. So I can just write new pen and then it will open this for me. So here you are going to see this way we write our HTML, and this way we write our CSS, and this way we write our JavaScript. So this is when working with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now let's move on to another online IDE. You can see here, we can select multiple languages, like we have C++, we have C++. So we have Python, we have Java, we have PHP, we have Ruby, we have R, we have Golang, we have Bash. So this is another IDE where you can run your program. Now let's talk about another IDE we have. So we have the normal code editor, which we can use like the Visual Studio Code. So you can type Visual Studio Code on the screen. So Visual Studio Code, and we can use this locally. So instead of using it online, we can use it locally. So you can download it. So you can download it from here. I already have one, so I don't need to download. So we also have another one, like the bracket. You can see we have the bracket. So we have the bracket ID. So bracket. So the bracket code editor. So you can see it here. So you can also download this. We also have Atom. So we have Atom. You can also download this. You can also download this. So we also have Atoms. So and many more code editors that we have. So but what we are going to be using in this tutorial, we are going to be using the code editor. So I'm going to open my code editor right now. But before I open the code editor, now let's start with the history or what is HTML. Now the HTML, it is called the hypertext markup language. It's the code that is used to structure a web page and its content. For example, content could be structured within a set of paragraphs, a list of bullets, a list of bulleted points, or using images and data tables. HTML is a markup language that defines the structure of your content. HTML consists of a series of elements which you use to enclose or wrap different parts of content to make it appear a certain way or act a certain way. So the enclosing tag can make a word or image hyperlink to somewhere else, can italicize words, can make the font bigger or smaller, and so on. For example, let's look at this content. My cat is very grumpy. Now, if we wanted the line to stand by itself, we could specify that it is a paragraph by enclosing it in a paragraph tags. So when we have a paragraph tags, so we usually use something like this. So the P, you can see the P tag here. You can see the P tag here. So we have a open tag and then a close tag. So we have open tag and close tag here.